The Adventures of Sam Spade, Detective. Brought to you by Wild Root Cream Oil Hair Tonic, the non-alcoholic hair tonic that contains lanolin. Wild Root Cream Oil. Again and again, the choice of men and women and children, too.
Sam Spade Detective Agency.
Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Yes.
This is me.
Is this Mr. Spade?
Yes, but is this Miss Perrine?
Oh, yes, but
Why are you eating your peanut butter sandwich at this time of night?
why the allusion to Poe's Raven? Was your assignment among the literati?
It certainly was. There was Rowena from Ivanhoe, a lost Lenore, a no-place Ralph, and a Horace from the Karloff with the same name.
Oh, how distinguished.
Have you got a cold, Eph?
No.
Well, then there was a carnivorous plant, a hideous meat-eating specimen of the botanical world, trying to take 2 fingers off me.
Oh. Well, I've got 3 fingers all poured out for you here.
Ah, pretty hip. I can see you intend to be terribly amusing tonight. But even so, I intend to come right down and dictate my report on the stocked watch caper while time stood still.
Dashiell Hammett, America's leading detective fiction writer and creator of Sam Spade, the hard-boiled private eye, and William Spear, radio's outstanding producer-director of mystery and crime drama, join their talents to make your hair stand on end with the adventures of Sam Spade. Presented by the makers of Wild Root Cream Oil for the hair. Well, in a few weeks, many of us will be going bareheaded now and then, meaning we'll have to pay more attention than ever to the appearance of our hair. The best way I know to always keep your hair in trim is to use Wild Root Cream Oil Hair Tonic. Wild Root Cream Oil grooms your hair neatly and naturally, removes loose dandruff, and relieves dryness, which may be even more prevalent when your hair is exposed directly to the wind and sun. So right away, get the 25-cent get-acquainted bottle of Wild Root Cream Oil Hair Tonic. Again and again, the choice of men and women and children, too. And now, with Howard Duff starring as Spade, Wild Root brings to the air the greatest private detective of them all, in the adventures of Sam Spade.
I'm looking over a
Hello, Sam. That's a mighty sharp routine you give a Perrine on the phone.
Where's Effie? Who are you?
Sam, don't you remember me? Buffy.
Certainly not. I never saw... Buffy, wait a minute. Do I sense a certain family resemblance? No, you can't be Effie's little sister, Buffy.
Yes.
Big girl now.
But thanks anyway for the tinker toys you sent me last Christmas.
I'd kill myself.
I intend to start having children of my own just as soon as it's practical.
Where's that, Buff?
She had to go to L.A. to visit a sick friend.
A likely story.
No, really.
Chapter and verse, please.
St. Joseph's Hospital in Burbank. They went to school together, and her name is Lorene Tuttle. She's an actress.
Yes, I know her. A very fine actress. Is it serious?
I hope not for Effie's sake. They're very close.
Yeah. Well, what now? You take shorthand, Buff?
Sort of.
Spoken like a true Perrine. Come on in.
Oh, I hope it's good and gruesome.
I take it back.
I meant the caper, not what you're drinking.
Okay, Buff, you win. Ready?
Why not?
Date April 10, 1949 to Deputy Sheriff Bill Woodington, Marin County Sheriff's Office, San Rafael, California, from Samuel Spade, license number...
37596.
Oh, steady listener. Subject, the stopped watch caper. Dear Bill, here's how it turned out, and if I ever phone you for advice again, I'll take it because you were right. She was loaded.
What about those threatening letters, Sam? Don't give another thought. Old Lady Raven's had me up there a dozen times the last 6 weeks. She got threatening letters, she got prowlers, but when I got there, she can't find the letters, and the way that house is tucked away in the woods, I don't think a prowler could find it.
How do I find it, Bill?
Huh? The Gray Line bus goes right by the gate. Mount Tama Ballard Road, about 3 miles this side of Rock Spring.
Oh, that sounds pretty rugged. You, say she's a crank.
But she's got money, Sam.
Oh, the poor old soul.
And she got a niece.
Oh?
Yeah, over 23, but she's stacked.
The old lady's loaded, the niece is stacked. Who else lives there?
Well, there's a butler. Somebody flattened his head when he was young, and he wears bangs to call attention to it. Sort of shuffles around the house. You ought to see him out in the woods chasing them old ground squirrels. Quick as a deer hound. Yeah, and
Never mind. You sold me. All these marvels I have got to see. It was only 3 p.m. when I skulked in through the gates of Ravenswood, but it was so dark the hooty owls hadn't gone to bed yet. The fog snaked in and out through the dripping trees, long, chill ribbons of ghastly fog borne on the sobbing wind. I mushed on into the deepening gloom of the forest primeval. After 10 minutes of that, I began to wonder if there was any house there. When I saw it, I still wondered. It looked more like a fungus growth.
Yes?
Speak of the English?
It is chilly, isn't it, sir? Won't you come in?
Sure, why not? Yes, I expected that.
If you'll be so kind as to wait here, sir, I'll inform Miss Rowena of your arrival.
Thank you, Jimmy Stewart.
Forrest, who's out there? Is it the man at the hemlock? Answer me, you brute! Oh. Where is it?
Did you say Hemlock?
Oh, you must be my aunt's detective. Spade, was it?
It is, right.
I'm Ralph Raven. Come along with me, Spade. I have something interesting to show you.
Ralph Raven was the one member of the household you hadn't described to me, and no wonder. The wasted figure that looked up at me from the wheelchair was more like a ghost than a man. His face was chalk white. So white it seemed almost luminous, and the skin clung so close to his skull there seemed to be no flesh beneath it. And his wide, staring eyes looked like 2 cups of black coffee on a snow-white tablecloth. I followed him into a glass-enclosed room only slightly larger than the garden court at the plaza. The humidity was several points higher than the dripping woods, and the temperature was several degrees lower. But the plants he had growing there seemed to thrive on it. As I edged nervously through the dense, quivering foliage, I noticed a strange-looking yellow-green pod, about the size of a milk bottle at the end of a long, tubular stem. It leaned over, opened its red mouth, and said, "Hey, what is that thing?"
Oh, that's my Sarracenia gigantosa. Meat eater. Carnivorous plant. Don't be frightened. I just fed it.
Don't tell me.
You know what it eats?
Acts like it needs a dose of bicarb.
No, perfectly healthy. Merely part of the digestive process, even as you and I.
Not me.
But over here, you're a detective. These plants should interest you. Oh, don't touch that mandrake.
Never thought of it.
It won't cry out. No vocal cord.
Oh, I see.
It's very sensitive.
Oh, sensitive.
And deadly poison.
Oh.
And you see here, these pretty purple blossoms?
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Source of an alkaloid poison, favored by the Borgias. And these, white hellebore.
Watch your language.
I use it in compounding veratria, a poison so ancient it would probably go undetected in the police laboratories of today.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a charming one, both a killer and a medicine. Belladonna, or deadly nightshade, source of atropine.
Mm-hmm.
And this, commonly known as Nux vomica,
Well,
produces not 1 but 2 deadly poisons. The well-known strychnine and the rare and not easily detectable brucine.
yeah, well, it's quite a hobby, Mr. Raven.
It's not a mere hobby, Mr. Spade. It's a practical science. All the plants in this conservatory have their fatal properties, and all have played a role in the great crimes of history. Did my aunt get another threatening letter?
So she says.
Odd that she should fear death at her age, and odd that she should hire a bodyguard. How does she know how it'll come? It might be poison.
Speaking of poison, brother dear, it's time for your medicine.
Oh, Spade, my sister, the lost Lenore.
How do you do, Mr. Spade?
How do you do?
Here, Ralph, drink up.
Why does it always have to be in milk? And look here, it's not time anyway. Oh, this confounded watch has stopped again. Spade, what time do you have?
Why, it's 3, that's funny. My watch has stopped, too. I didn't know then what that meant. In fact, if you look on the last page of this report, Deputy dear, you'll see that the stopwatch was the key to the whole puzzle. I protest that my failure to realize the significance at that moment had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that my client's niece, Lenore Raven, was, as you so roguishly put it, stacked. About there, Boris, the butler, bobbed up and beckoned me from the balustrade. I followed him upstairs and was ushered into the austere and regal presence of my client, Rowena Raven.
That will be all, Boris.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Boris, I just remembered.
Yes, madam.
There on the occasional table, my watch. I want you to take it around to the watchmakers in the morning. It's on the fritz again.
Yes, madam.
Mr. Spade, I must apologize for keeping you waiting.
Oh, that's all right.
My watch hasn't been keeping proper time ever since those threatening letters started. Would that be a clue, Mr. Spade?
Maybe we'd better start with the letters, Mrs. Raven.
I can't find them anywhere. I think that young man from the sheriff's office must have pinched him.
Bill Whittington? Oh, I'm sure not.
Well, all the same, it's very odd that every time he comes here, he can't find them.
Where did you put them, Mrs. Raven?
Right there on the occasional table.
Yeah, well, Mrs. Raven, sometimes people have very vivid dreams.
Huh?
Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with their minds or anything like
You
that.
talk just like Dr. Slosser. That young sawbones my niece sent around looked at my sciatica. Sciatica's nothing but a pain. How can you look at it? It's a lot of bull.
Yeah. What did the letters say, Mrs. Raven?
That's why I wondered about my watch, Mr. Spade. The letters always contain some reference to time. Your time is running out. Beware when time moves slowly. Soon it may stop altogether.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of thing. You think there could be a connection? I mean, has there someone been tampering with my watch? The repairman doesn't know what's causing it to lose.
Yeah, did he think it might have been tampered with?
No. He thought it was something in the mountain. Magnetism or something.
Well, that sounds logical.
That's
Now,
a lot of hooey. I lived here 40 years and my watch never lost a minute. Something in the mountain, my eye. Something in this house, more like, or somebody. You ask me, he's not half so sick as he pretends to be.
Your nephew?
Uh-huh. What do you think?
Well, I think he's a very sick man.
No wonder. Sitting in that damp conservatory day after day, pottering over those fiendish poisonous plants. You see the one that eats mice and hamburgers?
Yes, I did. What's supposed to be the matter with your nephew, Mrs. Raven?
Oh, he was in an auto accident. Injured his neck. He had to remove part of a gland or something.
His neck.
But Dr. Schlosser says he's in good condition aside from that. And if he takes his medicine faithfully, there's no reason why he should... Come in!
Ah, Mrs. Raven, how is that pain this afternoon?
Worse, thank you. Dr. Schlosser, this is Mr. Spade.
Ah, yes. The detective you engaged to investigate those letters you've been receiving.
Mr. Spade thinks it's an inside job. Don't you, Mr. Spade?
Well, that depends on what you mean by an inside job.
There, you see?
Inside that romantic imagination of yours, my dear lady. Hold still now while I give you your shot.
I loathe being jabbed.
Now. That wasn't so bad, was it?
Can I look for him?
How's Ralph getting on, Doctor?
Not well, I'm afraid. He doesn't seem to be responding to the... Mrs. Raven, what is it?
Poison! You poisoned me!
The cry she uttered was only half as terrible as the expression on her pain-contorted face. She pitched forward in her chair with both fists clenched and shaking as if in anger at the doctor standing before her. He put down the empty hypodermic on the occasional table.
Here. Help me carry her to the couch.
Yeah, sure.
Take away that pillow. She must lie perfectly flat. There. That's better now. She's relaxing.
I'm dying. There was poison in that needle.
Please, Mrs. Raven, it was only sedative to make you sleep.
Sleep. Sleep. The time is running out.
The poor woman. Malignant condition. Only a matter of time.
Does she know?
That she has only a short time to live? Oh, yes. Well, I have another call. Do you have the time my watch seems to stop?
Another one.
I beg your pardon.
Nothing. I left my watch at home.
Oh, well,
Ludwig, something terrible.
Your aunt is sleeping.
You'd better come down to the conservatory right away. Ralph is in terrible pain.
What kind of pain?
He keeps saying he's been poisoned.
What? Well, come along. Take that hypo to the kitchen door and sterilize it.
Where is it?
On the table there.
He stopped in his tracks. His mouth fell open, and he gaped at the tabletop where he put down the hypodermic. In its place, it appeared two items. An old-fashioned lady's watch and a note written in green ink. The note said, "Time must have a stop." I picked up the watch and held it to my ear. You guessed it. It wasn't ticking. I had a hunch my client wasn't either. And I was right.
The makers of Wild Root Cream Oil are presenting the weekly Sunday adventure of Dashiell Hammett's famous private detective, Sam Spade. Now, here's important news on good grooming. If you want the well-groomed look that helps you get ahead, socially and on the job, listen. Recently, thousands of people from coast to coast who bought Wild Root Cream Oil for the first time were asked, how does Wild Root Cream Oil compare with the hair tonic you previously used? The results were amazing. Better than 4 out of 5 who replied said they preferred Wild Root Cream Oil. Remember, non-alcoholic Wild Root Cream Oil contains lanolin. It grooms the hair naturally, relieves dryness, and removes loose, ugly dandruff. So if you want your hair to be more attractive than ever before, get the generous new 25-cent size of Wild Root Cream Oil, America's leading hair tonic, on sale at all drug and toilet goods counters. It's also available in larger economy bottles and the handy new tube. By the way, smart girls use Wild Root Cream Oil too, and mothers say it's grand for training children's hair. Get Wild Root Cream Oil. Again and again, the choice of men and women and children too. And now, back to the Stopwatch Keeper. Tonight's adventure with Sam Spade.
Ralph? Ralph, where are you?
Hey, wait. Over here.
Oh, Spade. Keep them away from me.
Ralph, I came as soon as I could. Tell me your symptoms.
No. I phoned for another doctor. He's on his way now. Spade, my aunt. Take me to her. I must tell her.
Tell her what?
I'm afraid we have some bad news for you, Ralph. Your aunt is dead.
Oh, so you poisoned her, too.
Ralph, you're sick. You don't know what you're saying. She's been to every specialist in the country. They all said the same thing.
They all said she was good for another 3 months.
My dear boy, in these cases, any doctor's guess is as bad as the next.
Oh.
Please, Ralph, you're very sick. Please let Ludwig examine you. If it's what you think, the other doctor may be too late.
Why not? Why should I fear death?
That's better. Now let me see your eyes. So, open the mouth. So.
What is it? What is it?
He's right. It is poison. You know, my dear.
Yes?
When you sterilized that needle for Ralph's shot this morning, did you pick up the wrong bottle?
Of course not.
Strange. Very strange. But don't worry, Ralph. There's a very simple antidote.
Oh, thank heaven.
You should, my dear. Indeed you should.
And that was that, Deputy dear. 2 doctors and the county coroner took one look at my late client's medical history and decided on death due to natural causes. I didn't think so, and neither did you.
So there really were threatening letters.
I saw one.
You sure now, Sam?
Sure, I'm sure.
Where'd you say it was?
On the occasional table.
Yeah. What was you doing when it wasn't a table?
Not occasionally, occasional.
Oh, just any old table.
No, Bill, get this. It's real deep. An occasional table is a table that a woman fixed up at a bargain and puts into a room under the mistaken impression that it may come in handy someday. Mrs. Raven used hers as a catch-all for her unanswered correspondence, threatening letters included.
And what happened to the one you saw?
I don't know. I put it right here in my coat pocket along with a watch. It just disappeared.
Well, that might be tampering with evidence.
Listen, Bill, things were disappearing from that table almost as fast as other things showed up.
Yeah, sounds like pack rats.
You follow that up, Bill. I'm going to pack up and rat out of here.
Now look, Sam.
My client's dead. It's officially okay. I haven't made a penny out of the caper, and now I'm not likely to. So, do you give me a lift back to the toll gate, or do I hitchhike?
There's your answer. Come on.
When we reached the second bedroom, whence the scream had come, we found the lost Lenore looking well found in something comfortable. She standing center stage, regarding herself with horror in a full-length mirror. She looks awful pale, Bill. You better get downstairs and get some ice water. She might faint.
You think so?
Yeah, hurry up. I'll stay here and keep up with circulation in case anything happens.
Yeah, you're right.
Beat it.
Oh, it's you. I thought...
You thought what?
Look, I found these on my pillow.
One watch, one threatening letter. Whose watch?
Mine. I left it on the dressing table when I went in to cream my face. When I came out, somebody had slipped this under.
On the dressing table?
No, under my pillow.
You said on your pillow.
I meant under. On. I don't know what I mean. What are you trying to do to me?
Just trying to get things straight.
But the note. Look at it. It's exactly the same as the one he left in my aunt's room.
Why do you say he?
Oh, I don't know. Yes, I do. It's because I don't trust Ludwig. Dr. Schlosser.
That figures he doesn't trust you either.
But he pretended to think I might have picked up the wrong bottle. Oh, he was acting. Couldn't you see?
You're not doing a bad job yourself.
I'm not acting, not anymore. Listen to me. Listen. He's acted strangely ever since I foolishly said I'd marry him.
I would myself.
Oh, Sam, darling, don't joke. I don't mean like that.
How did you meet him?
He got me out of a jam once. The accident, when my brother was hurt. I went for a doctor, and he happened to be the nearest one. Well, I'd been drinking, and he took over, and he sent me home before the police arrived at the scene.
Didn't Ralph know?
He blanked out. He doesn't know to this day. But Ludwig never forgot. He forced me to recommend him to my aunt. He got into her good graces, practically moved into the house. Then he pretended to make love to me.
Pretended?
He didn't care about me till he found out about my aunt didn't have long to live. He knew half her money would come to me. Sam, do you think he poisoned my aunt?
Officially, she died from natural causes.
But you said she spoke about being poisoned. And Ralph, too.
What's that medicine you give him in the note?
I don't know. It's a prescription, just some drops that come in a metal container.
Where do you keep those drops?
Here in my room. I have to hide them. They make Ralph feel so much better. He used to overdose when the doctor trusted him to dose himself.
Let me see that medicine.
It's just here in this cabinet. Here it is.
Don't tell me. It's empty.
There was a glass bottle inside the container.
Small but heavy. Lead yet. Hey, what are you doing with that gadget? The thing with the dials and the speedometer?
Oh, that's something medical. I have to make a test on Ralph every day to see how he's getting along.
You know what that actually is?
Yes, I do. It detects anemia.
Well, I wouldn't know about that, but a Geiger counter is generally used to detect something else.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm going prospecting for that missing medicine.
Ah, there you are. I've been looking everywhere for you. I'm afraid I have bad news for you, Lenore.
Ralph?
My diagnosis was correct. Pernicious anemia.
Dave.
What is that you are carrying, Mr. Spade?
Oh, nothing special, Doctor. Just an old Geiger counter.
Lenore, did you let him take it?
He said he was going to use it to find Ralph's medicine.
What happened to Ralph's medicine?
I don't know. It's just gone.
Mr. Spade, that machinery is my property. I must ask you to hand it over.
No gun necessary, Doctor. Here, take it.
Take your gun, too, sir. Lenore, carry the machine this way. Walk ahead of us. First, we try the conservatory.
He was an amateur with a gun, but I didn't jump him for it because I'm an amateur with a Geiger. I did notice that the indicator on the dial got nervous, and then we walked into the conservatory. Ralph Raven's body was still in the wheelchair, no paler in death than in life. His sightless eyes were fixed on that obscene plant. The plant looked sick, too. It was drooping, and his red mouth was hanging open. As we walked past the wheelchair, the indicator on the dial of the Geiger counter moved forward and then slipped back again. Then it took a sudden big jump.
Ah, so that was his hiding place. The maw of that disgusting carnivorous plant. Well, it's not pleasant, but there's only one way to get it. Don't move, either one of you. My eye is on you. Yes. Yes, it's here.
At first, I thought the plant had bitten him. But then he pulled his hand out, and I saw what had happened. There was a hypodermic outfit stuck in the heel of his hand. It surprised him no end, but he still managed to hold on to that gun. He swung it away from me and was holding it on Lenore.
You knew.
No, I didn't.
You must have. Ralph knew. He must have told you.
No, I swear he didn't.
What do you think I did this for? To die and leave you behind? To enjoy the money I got for you? No, you will come with me.
Oh, no, you don't know what you're doing. There's someone right...
Shut up.
What are you looking at? What's behind me?
Don't bother rushing, Sam. I've got it.
Hold it, Bill.
Yeah. How's that for shooting, Sam?
Yeah. You find a bullet hole in him, Bill, and I'll call it good. And that, Deputy dear, is the crop. And it's all carnivorous. In case you're still wondering what dropped him when your shots missed, it was the poison in that hypodermic needle which Ralph had planted there for that very purpose, and then baited the trap for the all-important missing medicine. Later on, I learned that what the doctor had been feeding him was the right medicine for what ailed him, an isotope of iodine. It seems it's radioactive like uranium, but if you take too much of it, you die. Not of poisoning, but of pernicious anemia, which is how the doctor planned for Ralph to die. It also magnetizes watches so they don't keep the right time. And if they're cheap ones, like mine, they may stop altogether. Period, and a report. Got all that, Buffy?
I got it, Sam, but I don't get it.
Buffy, people have studied all their lives to learn about atomic stuff like isotopes, and you expect me to teach you everything in one easy lesson.
Oh, no, Sam, I know about that. But who killed who?
Whom, dear? The doctor killed everyone, but Ralph loaded the needle.
Then they were accomplices?
No, Buff, get this. It's real shallow. Ralph knew there was no way in the world to prove that the doctor was killing him and hastening his aunt's demise, so he saw to it that she got a dose of detectable poison and did himself the same favor. Now, like a good girl, go type that up,
And now, listen to this. More and more millions agree every day. Wild Root Cream Oil has become America's favorite hair tonic because of the neat, natural way it grooms the hair. Because of the quick, easy way it relieves dryness and removes loose dandruff. Get non-alcoholic Wild Root Cream Oil with lanolin right away. And ask your barber for a professional application of Wild Root Cream Oil Hair Tonic. Again and again, the choice of men and women and children, too.
I certainly hope that butler was brought to justice.
What for, his dialect?
Oh, for helping to deliver the threatening letters and then stealing off the occasional table.
A brilliant deduction. How did you deduce?
Sam, that's for kids. If Ralph was too ill to walk, then somebody had to push him upstairs in the wheelchair.
Now, wouldn't it have been easier just to carry him?
That's how he did it?
Or just go up himself?
That's how.
Possibly, and then again, we may never know. But do we care?
Yes. I hate loose ends, Sam.
Then keep it up.
Good night, Sam.
Spoken like a true Perrine, so I'll say to you, good night, sweetheart.
The Adventures of Sam Spade, Dashiell Hammett's famous private detective, are produced and directed by William Spear. Sam Spade is played by Howard Duff. The Adventures of Sam Spade are written for radio by Bob Tallman and Gil Dowd. Musical direction by Lud Gluskin, with score composed by Renee and Pierre Garrigan. Join us again next Sunday when author Dashiell Hammett and producer William Spear join forces for another adventure with Sam Spade. Brought to you by Wild Root Cream Oil. Again and again, the choice of men and women and children, too. This is Dick Joy reminding you to get Wild Root Cream Oil, Charlie. It keeps your hair in trim. You see, it's non-alcoholic, Charlie. It's made with soothing lanolin. You better get Wild Root Cream Oil, Charlie. Start using it today. You'll find that you will have a tough time, Charlie. Keeping all the gals away. Hiya, Baldy. Get Wild Root right away. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Check, check, testing, 1, 2, fuck it. Yeah. Good morning, weirdos. What's going on? Not a whole hell of a lot here. Let me turn this AC back on. Why? Because it's getting toasty in here. Toasty. That's right, toasty. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Talk to me, coffee. Talk to me. How's everybody doing out there? Yes, it's Old Time Radio Wednesday. Totally. Totally, eh? I'd like to say that I did something yesterday, but I didn't do a damn thing. I did load up some more stuff for July and August. I did. I created some more videos. I uploaded more videos. Now, last week I was uploading 5 videos a day. Now I'm up to 8 videos a day. Good morning, Joey. 7 to 8. I'm doing 8. I'm uploading 8 shows a day for 1 a week for August and July. And then I'm going to be doing my my regular shows, The Shadow. So you've been talking to Natalie, huh? Yeah, if I had your spine, I'd have set it up weeks ago. My spine don't like me. So there you go. Yes, the treadmill, the good old treadmill. I looked at it yesterday and I thought, fuck, I wish my spine was fucking 20 years younger. Not only would I set it up, but I'd fucking be on it. Yeah, totally. So, yeah, one of the things that I did yesterday was writhe in pain. My neck is just, it's still fucked up from moving that thing the first time a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm assuming that I'm going to have to. It's just going to have to get set up. And you know what? Today might be the day. Because I don't think my wife is going anywhere. Oh, that's right, she is. So there you go. More than likely, I'm taking her this morning and dropping her off, and then coming back, writhing in pain, eating some breakfast, maybe taking a nap. It would help if we were all on the same schedule, but we're not. We're not. My daughter's on her own schedule. I'm on a weird split shift sleeping schedule. So I sleep a couple of hours at night, I sleep a couple of hours during the day, and the rest of the time I'm exhausted and in pain. My wife, she's always busy. She's always doing something, helping somebody, doing something somewhere with some. It's just, yeah. And then when I do catch her on the couch, she'll sometimes take a nap. Hey, honey, I got you on the couch. We can watch some TV. And it's like, oh, you're asleep. And I don't blame her. She runs herself ragged, just staying busy. Staying busy. So let's see. Today is totally, well, it's Old Time Radio Wednesday. It's totally Old Time Radio Wednesday, people. Arg. But it is also just Wednesday. So what do we have for Wednesday? We have Coliseum Rock from Stars. It's different. It's from 1978. So Young, So Bad. Take Me, No Regrets, My Sweet Child, Don't Stop Now. Outfit, Last Night I Wrote a Letter. Coliseum Rock. It's a Riot. Where Will It End? Let's see. Michael Lee Smith on lead vocals. Richie Rano on lead guitars and vocals. Joe X Dube, D-U-B-E, on drums and synth drums. Orville Davis, bass guitar vocals, and Bobby Massano on lead guitars and vocals. So they got two lead guitarists. So they say. Let's see if we can find that in the old tuber here. Yeah, it's a tube, man. Let's go to the tube. Oh, my boobies. Let's go to the tube and see what we can find on the old tuber. Yeah, hear me now and tube about it later. Yeah, totally. The tube. The tube. Oh, I'm telling you. Subscriber count up, then down, then up, then down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Like I care. It'd be nice to get to 250. I had planned on doing some kind of telethon thing when I get to 250, like I did when I got to 100, and then 500, and then 1,000, and of course, never. But what I decided to do was, so far, and things may change, but I hope they don't, so far the 4th of July is completely empty. There's nothing on the calendar for that day. So I think this weekend I'm going to put together a day of programming for the 4th of July. And I'm going to put the regular programming on, but I think what I'm going to do is go live in the morning and then just stay live all day. At some point during that, I will put on 4th of July themed movies and use that time to go to the restroom, get something to eat, do things that I have to do around the house. But for the most part, I think I'm going to go live. And I found in some of the stuff that I've been collecting a cookbook, a 1976 bicentennial cookbook. And it's got recipes from every year from 1776 to 1975. And then you're urged to put in your own 1976 favorite recipe. So, looking at that last night, I thought, you know what? Maybe my wife and I will actually make a couple of recipes on that day. There was one from the 1800s called Mexican cornbread. And it's just regular cornbread, but it's got like jalapenos in it and sour cream and stuff to make it different. So I'm thinking, you know what? That'd be cool. Let's do some of that, and let's do something with a Native American twist. I'd love to be able to do some Indian fry bread. That would be great. My wife, she does the same type of food, the unleavened flatbread that you fry up. That's pretty common throughout the Americas, right? So Mexico has their own version of a fry bread, and it's called a tortilla. And there's other ones like the pupusas thingies, and the sopas, and other small types of tortilla, but slash fried bread. So every kind of culture has their own. The Native Americans, they were doing fry bread out of all kinds of stuff, pine nuts and corn, and you name it, they were doing it. Maize. You call it corn, we call it maize. Totally. So I'm going to have to be digging up a shitload of immigration or immigrant or Native American themed commercials and shows and stuff. And I've got a pretty good file going. So now what I have to do is I have to load it up for that day so that I can get the checks on it, go through, find out what 4th of July themed stuff, because I already have some things loaded up. So some of those things that are already loaded up I can play as long as they don't have any copyright crap on them. So I'm going to go through my lists, make a collection, a file of playable stuff for the 4th of July. And then what I'll do is I'll go live in the morning. I'll do my morning show. And then after the morning show, I'll put on a long 4th of July themed program. Good night, Joey. Good day. Have a good night at work. Take care of yourself. Stop by when you get a chance. You get off work, cruise over, we'll, hang out. Yeah. Oh, early. Yeah, put in that extra time. All right, well, good luck, brother. Take care. Take care, son. Take care of yourself. Get some rest. See you later, brother. Take care, man. Okay, it's cold in here now. Gotta turn that air off. Whew. Woo. It's woo. And then the last little bit of air to ooze out of that thing was like ice. Man. Totally. Okay, I'm booted up onto the tuber here. Takes a and this older computer over here takes a bit. All right, and then we're gonna do call SCCM rock. Did I spell it right? Did I spell it right? I did not. There it is. Coliseum Rock Stars. Full album. It's a riot. Oh, look, there's a... Looks like an Asian version, a Japanese version there. Cool. 10 videos. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me... full playlist here. Let's do that, yeah. Let's take this full playlist from Vic Vinyl here. Good old Vic Vinyl. Yeah, baby. Alright, and then let's hit up the show. Let's go to the show, baby. We're going to the show. And there it is. There's my show. There's my show, baby. Into the old chatterbox. And paste. And post. And let's see what the hell. Oh, Coliseum Rock. That's what it is. Coliseum Rock. What a weird spelling. Is that right? It doesn't look right to me, but whatever. Coliseum Rock, I guess it is. 1978. Full album. And stars with a Z. All right, baby. There you go. There it is. There you have it. There you are, right there. Right there. Yeah, baby. Alone again, naturally. If there's anyone there, hello and good morning. And if not, hello and good morning. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. All right. Oh, coffee. I need another bong hit is what I need. So here's my TV guide for the week here. It's got Laverne and Shirley on the cover. An animated Laverne and Shirley on the cover. I love the caricatures that they do when they do these things. It's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'd like to get one like this of me and my wife and daughter on a 3-seat bicycle. That'd be great. That'd be fun. And funny. And also hilarious. And also I'm a kook. Because that's what my wife and daughter tell me. You know, you're a kook. Yeah. Yeah. So last night was Totally Television Tuesday, and my wife and I started watching a new series. And every time I looked over at her, she was smiling. So I think it was a hit. Last night we started watching, with the very first episode, we started watching The Waltons. Hearken to a better, simpler time, you know. It was a really good episode. A mother abandoned her daughter, young daughter, on the doorsteps of the Waltons, and it turns out that she's deaf, and so through the help of the local doctor, they learn how to sign, and within a couple of days teach the girl how to speak, right? Of course, nobody thinks to ask her what happened and why is she there, which is, you know, once you teach someone how to speak, then you ask them, well, what the hell's going on, right? So they didn't do that, but they just decided that they were just going to keep her, right? Because they fell in love with her and they couldn't get rid of her, right? So the mother on the show who dropped her off was played by the actress Charlotte Lewis, I think. The lady who plays Miss Beadle on Little House on the Prairie, the school marm, and she also plays the single mother on the movie Tremors, decades later. But what's really neat about this episode is that everybody is so young. Everybody is so young, and if you look at everybody, when they show the school is like a real building and like a real town and stuff, and it's, you know, all the kids have shoes on and are dressed up, everything. And here comes John Boy with his bare feet, his dirty feet, and his overalls, and just looking grubby, you know. And the whole family. There was a shot of all the kids going into town, right? Everybody but John Boy. Everybody's going into town to the store to get some candy, right? So there's like 6, 7 kids there at the store, and the little orphan girl. And not one of them in that shot walking down the street had shoes on, right? And since a lot of time they film these things chronologically, this first shot, they're going to the store, and none of the kids have shoes on. But you can see the 2 youngest girls, right? Elizabeth, or whatever the youngest girl's name was, right? The little shortest, tiniest little redhead girl. Her and the little orphan girl were barefoot, but you could see them struggling to walk in their bare feet, and they were oohing it on and oohing it on. The regular kids, the other kids are doing their best job to act like they're barefoot all the time. In fact, they probably walked around without shoes for a while to get ready for this. But the little kids who are unprepared for this, they're oohing and ooh, and you can see them having difficulty walking. And when you don't wear shoes a lot, your feet are tough. And these little kids did not have tough feet. So in the next scene that they walked to the store and back, I looked at their feet, and both the little girls had shoes on. They had these little tiny little flat pieces of leather with straps around their toes, like little handmade sandals, right? But they were wearing things on their feet, and the rest of the kids were not. And I thought that was, it was so true to the time period that if you were, poor like that, you only wore your shoes on a special occasion, and school wasn't it. And the fact that those little actors had to have little shoes put on their feet so they could get through the scene, right? So we're going to be watching The Waltons. It's got 9 seasons plus little movies and stuff. So that'll be cool. Yeah, like I said, I looked over, my wife was smiling. Just about every time I looked at her, she was grinning. So she enjoyed it. All those redhead kids, right? And as John Boy put, living with his redheaded brothers and sisters, right? And then if you look at John Boy, he and Mary Ellen, the 2 oldest, they don't have red hair, but all of the younger kids below them have red hair. So I don't know where the red hair comes from. I imagine it comes from Mom's side of the family, because her hair is just a little bit of red, right? But what a great show. The opening sequence, the credits, where they pull up in that old pickup truck, and everybody's excited about them coming home, and he pulls a big radio, an old-time radio, out of the back of out of the front cab, and takes it into the house. And before they go in the house, they all stand around on the porch, and ooh, gosh, look at that radio and stuff. And it's a perfect family shot, and there's 8 kids, 7 or 8 kids, and then Mom and Dad, and then Grandma and Grandpa. And so it's a full shot. It's a full picture of people. It's a great family photo. Yeah, the Waltons ran for a long time. And it started before the Little House on the Prairie, and I believe it ran as long. Yeah, it may have ended after Little House on the Prairie, because remember, Little House on the Prairie went through some changes, as did the Waltons, but the Waltons remained the Waltons. Little House on the Prairie changed to Little House The New Beginning. Remember that? Where Michael Landon extracted himself from most episodes. He popped in occasionally, right? But for the most part, it became Melissa Gilbert's show. It became Laura Ingalls' show. When John Boy left the Waltons, nothing much changed. It wasn't like when, Richie Cunningham, when Ron Howard left Happy Days. Happy Days changed dramatically. It finally became Fonzie's Happy Days. Literally, it was a mess. It was a friggin' mess. Doodly man. So good morning, everyone. So today we're going to talk about Dick Tracy. I'm going to heat up my coffee. We're going to do a bong hit. And we're going to talk about some Dick Tracy. Tricky Dicky Tracy. Good stuff, man. Good. And we'll actually look up some information. Right? I got a lot in my head. Totally, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, Pete. Please, oh, Jeets. Please, oh, Jeets and Pete's. Oh, yeah, bong hit. Look at that. I got a bong hit waiting here for me. There you go. So, anyway, I still haven't called the mechanic. I gotta call a mechanic. Before too much time goes on, well, he's still got it fresh in his head and knows what he's talking about. I need to give him a call and find out what the next steps are. What are the next simple steps? And what's the next big ordeal step, right? Let me handle the little steps, and then I'll pass it back to you for the big steps, if need be. I imagine the next big step is going to be some kind of computer component, something in the fuel injection system. I don't know. I'm hoping that between there and what we've just done, there's going to be something that I can do, right? Replace a sensor or something, right? But it's just going on and on and on, and as long as it gets fixed in the end, it can go on, Keep putting money into it that we don't really want to put into it, but I got to get it to where it's worth selling. Once it's worth selling and driving and using, then it's actually going to be worth what it's supposed to be worth. Until then, I can't think about selling it, or I'm losing money. I can't think about doing any long trips, or I'm losing money. Ain't that a shame? So I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what to do, except keep pushing forward. Just keep going ahead and trying to get the bugs worked out. Right now, it's sat for most of its life. It's got 97,000 miles on it. Right. It's a 2003. It didn't get a lot of driving. The guy parked it half the year, and the other half of the year it was his second and third vehicle. So it didn't get a lot of driving, right? Over that, 13, 14 years that it's been sitting there, it just didn't get a lot of driving, hence the 97,000 on the miles. Most vans that old would have a couple of 100,000 miles on them, at least. Sometimes a quarter to a half a million, because they're traveling vans. They're made for going long distance and stuff. So you take it out and you drive it, and you put 1,000 miles on it, which is what I want to do. I want to take it out and drive 1,000 miles on a whack, on one trip, 1,000 miles. Drive up to Yosemite and back, 1,000 miles. So, Glacier, Yellowstone, Zion, Carlsbad, wherever, 1,000-mile trips, literally, at least. So it's got to be ready to make it. I'm actually thinking about finding a rack that sits above the bubble top, right, with the ladder going up the back. Now I have to do the measurements because it's already tall because of the bubble top, and it cannot exceed 13 feet because of the legal limit. So if the rack can be well below 13 feet, then it would be worth installing a rack on that thing and a ladder up the back. Also a bumper rack on the tailgate where the trailer hitch goes, right? Or removing that bumper altogether and installing a large workbench bumper, like on the 1976 Dodge van that we had when I was young. It had this bumper that was no shit. It was like 12, 16 inches deep. So it stuck out from the back of the vehicle, and it was all corrugated steel. The whole thing was handmade, welded, corrugated steel bumper that was huge on the back. It was literally a workbench. All right, you could hammer on it. You could attach a vise to it. You could use it to cut wood. You could sit on it. It was huge. It was big. And you could use it to set stuff on and strap to the back of this thing. You could put bungees to the hinges of the back door and literally strap things to the back of this van on that bumper. So having a really cool rear bumper, and I'm thinking maybe a front and rear bumpers on this thing, right? And give it the angle so that the bumper comes, the front of the car comes up, and then that bumper comes up, and then it's flat. Same thing in the back. The bumper comes up, and then it's flat, so that you can hit the ups and the downs, going up and down on grades and stuff, and not drag that bumper or hit that bumper on something coming up. That would be neat. Now, it's a van conversion, so it's got these really nice plastic bumpers with the skirts along the side. The skirts I like. The big plastic bumpers, if I could get something similar but modified, something that's big and buff, and it's got the big metal protection bar up front and a winch, and then do the same thing in the back. Have a big giant fat metal bumper that's like a workbench, right? And then hanging off of that, have another, maybe have the top of the bumper, have it hinged so it does like a tailgate, but when it comes out like that, it lays flat, and now the back bumper is twice as wide, twice as deep, right? That would be cool. Or it comes halfway up and locks, so now you can put stuff in there and strap it in, right, to the up against the back door. That would be cool as well. So have like a multi-use back bumper. And then the tow hitch, so you could tow a righteous trailer. I'd love to live that nomadic lifestyle again, right? Hit it and get it. It's like, okay, we've been here a week. Let's go somewhere else. This is boring. Let's go somewhere else. And then just, pack up the camp and drive. And then get to another spot. And it's the middle of the night. Let's just crawl into the back of the van and go to sleep, and we'll set up camp tomorrow. And then set up a camp for a week, a couple of weeks, a month, whatever you feel like, And then just do that. And just drive around, That would be awesome. Just driving around. You don't really need much. You don't need much. And I find out that the more you have, the less you need it. I'd love to just move to a little piece of property somewhere and have a little cabin setup thing going on, little tiny home village, whatever. Have a little compound. And then just say, okay, well, anybody that's going to be leaving the compound for any extended period of time, just be sure to put it on the calendar. you know, and have the big room in the house that is the community room. Got a big calendar, and you just go and say, okay, well, I'm going to be gone here and here and here. Be sure to water my plants, feed the animals. And then the people who are behind, they check the calendar and go, oh, look, so-and-so's still gone. I better go over there and water his green peas and feed his chickens, you know. There you go. And collect some eggs, baby. And then have it worked out so that because we're collectively working and living and sharing expenses, people can just pick up and leave for weeks at a time and come back, knowing full well that things are going to be okay while they're gone, right? And things are going to be peachy keen when they get back. Because there's people there helping, taking care of things, making things work. And then when it's your turn to stay and help take care of things, make things work, that's what you do. That'd be beautiful. Have a couple of extra little dwellings for people to show up out of the blue, you know, and for special guests and whatnot. And then have a little piece of property way off to the side that you can't even see the rest of the houses. You can't even see the rest of where we're living, right? But when you pull in off the street and into this little piece of property, there's a couple of tiny homes and a yard and a campground all set up. And we just vacation rent it out. Every week there's somebody else staying there. And that's part of the income for the property, you know, turning some of the property into income. You know, what can you not find at the farmer's market? Grow that. And take some of that down every week into the farmer's market to make a few bucks, right? Yeah. Take your eggs, you know. There's so much that you can do. Jarring and canning and home baked goods, and there's so much that they sell at the farmer's market. If you can get in on some of that dollar, go for it, you know. Not to mention, you know, arts and crafts, handmade goods. That stuff's really popular too. And if you've got a group of people that get together for 2 hours a day in the community room on the property, and they work as an assembly line and make stuff, right? And it's like, okay, in 2 hours we're going to make enough, you know, 2 hours every day. At some point on the calendar it says, okay, look, nobody's doing anything between 4 and 6 p.m. Let's get together, make some shit. We'll put a TV show on. We'll put on some music. We'll do, you know, we'll have something going on. And then after that, we all get together and eat and go our separate ways again. And then come the weekend, we've got all of these items to sell. We've got some farm fresh items. We've got some handmade goods. We got some eggs. We got this. We got that. Somebody makes beer, you know. And it could be a non-alcoholic beer. We could make non-alcoholic stuff. We could make all these really cool things and then just go to the farmer's market, you know, and sell it as a community, making money for the community, right? If we did things like that on a regular basis with the vacation rental, okay, whose turn is it to clean the vacation rental? Look on the calendar. If we did that as a group, we more than likely wouldn't have much rent or bills to worry about, because collectively we would take care of that, right? That'd be cool. I'm in. Anybody else? I'm ready to start now. I mean, I got the means and the tools and a way to go get set up on a piece of property with nothing. I have everything I need to go get set up on a piece of property that has nothing. Maybe it's got a house, but it's a piece of crap. I'll live in a tent, in my van, in a trailer, out back until the thing's ready to move in. Or park a tiny home out back and live in it while we're working on it. And then eventually just turn the house into the community house. So nobody really lives in it, but everybody uses it, right? a big well-stocked kitchen, a big giant meeting hall / cafeteria. You know, you can empty it out and have a concert. You know, whatever. So many different ideas, you know, of just existing, but doing it so that you're thriving as well. Totally. Totally. So what do we got? Oh, look, it's about 20 to 6. What are we working on today? Let me take a look at the old calendario. So far, it looks like we're just doing Dick Tracy today. That's it, Dick Tracy. Today's 4 o'clock movie is To Live to 140. And that's very interesting to see that all over the world in a lot of cultures, there are people that just live for a long time. At least back in the 70s, that used to be. I don't know what it's like now, whether pollution, processed foods, drugs, whatever, have taken over and have brought a lot of these long lifers down to normal, right? Normal. That sucks. I'm going to do a normal here. Yeah, that's normal. Well, the old live stream seems to be working good today. Seems to be working pretty good. My chair's loud. I don't know why. Was it like that before? I don't know. I just don't know. I got my phone. I got my telephone. Plug it in. Plug it in. There we go. Oh, I don't want that. I want that. There we go. I can't believe June's almost over. June's almost over. I think that my channel is programmed out until the second week of July. I think I've been programming July 14th through September 1st. Yeah. So I've got all of the Escape and the Shadow. So now I'm going to start uploading Dragnet, and then Sam Spade for Wednesday, Thursday's Gildersleeve, and Friday's Night Beat. So I'm going to be uploading these things, one show, 8 episodes a day, every day, until my entire channel is loaded full of old-time radio for 2 months. And then I'm going to upload the educational films, the 4 o'clock movie. And that'll be 5 of those a week. So if I can upload 5 a day, then that's 1 week. You know, I may do 7 or 8 a day, depending on what I can get away with, and try to squash it down to fewer days of uploads, which is what I'm going to be doing now. In the next 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, I'm going to be uploading 8 episodes a day for 4 days. And then I'm going to be uploading a couple of days of what I call side shows. And that is a Wednesday show, either 8:30 or 12:30 in the early part of the day. That is a once a month program. The Lone Ranger, Suspense, Inner Sanctum. These are shows that I have on once a month. Every 4 weeks I get a different one. So every week is a different show, and then it repeats every 4 weeks. So, and then when one of these weekly shows runs out, I'll take one of those shows and bump it down into that slot. When Escape runs out, my 8 o'clock everyday show. When that show runs out, I'll just bump one of these other ones down that has a pretty good longevity. Something with a lot of episodes. Or I'll stick something new in its spot. Something with a lot of episodes. Because if it's in the mornings every day, it's got to have something. It's got to be there. I don't want to put something in that's only going to last a couple of weeks. So it's really got to have just a multitude of episodes. And Escape has that. I first did, X-1, Dimension X, that kind of stuff. Escape is the same kind of show. It's an anthology, sci-fi, fantasy. It's great, great stuff. There's a lot of Escape episodes on the channel. Doodly-man. So, on the 4th of July, I am going to be picking out radio shows to listen to, educational films to watch. We will be viewing, probably live, we'll view the video time machine for that day, and perhaps other holiday video time machines, because they have a lot to do with what's going on in the world now and what's going on my channel on the 4th of July. So I am going to be researching to find out what educational films have no hang-ups as far as copywriting, and we're going to view those live. We'll also watch video time machines live that have no copyright hang-ups. It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome, man. So we'll do that. Hopefully we won't have any cancellations. We won't get cut off because some copyright thing. So I'm going to work diligently over the weekend to come up with a great day of programming for the 4th of July. And that's just next week. That's just next week, baby. And I'm just going to go live and stay live and hopefully not screw up. Make sure that the cameras are on when they're supposed to be and off when they're supposed to be, and the microphone is off when it's supposed to be and on when it should be. That kind of stuff. Staying live for a long period of time, I'm going to have reminders that say, "You're live, idiot. Don't scratch your balls," right? Make sure the camera's off. Turn off the microphone. So I'll have to put some checks in place to keep me on the right track, so to speak. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we're gonna do a little bit of Dick Tracy. It's not a show that I do on my channel regularly. It's a weird serialized show like Captain Midnight. All right, it's serialized, so it's in parts. Little Orphan Annie, same thing. It's in parts every week. It's a week-long show. So every day it's a different part of the episode, 15 minutes long. So it's kind of weird to do a show like that with my programming the way it is. So what I'll do is I'll have little files set up on occasion where you can go and visit these weird little shows. Like Superman, I think I did like one episode of Superman. So on a lot of cases I won't do more than a pilot episode or a short burst of the serial, 4 episodes or something. So I've got 4 episodes of Little Orphan Annie that I need to boot up. I've got this 1 episode of Dick Tracy that I need to boot up. But I'm in no hurry. I'm not. I am in a hurry to do another bong hit here. Because, oh geez. I don't want to wake up. I didn't want to get up this morning. I got to sleep. Every time I think I'm getting to sleep early, I look up and it's 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then I think, well, I'm getting up at 4, so it's not really early. But then again, that's why I go to sleep when I do, because I know that if I'm asleep for too long, it's going to hurt worse. This morning I got up and my neck was like, oh, you idiot. Now it's a little looser. Yesterday I got into bed after my wife went to a friend's house, and about 10 o'clock in the morning I got into bed and laid down, and I slept until she came back at about 2. So I got a good 4 hours in there. It wasn't a good 4 hours. It was more like 2.5, 3 hours because of the rolling over. I'd never really get to sleep 100%. So anytime I do any kind of movement while I'm sleeping, rolling over, adjusting my pillow, pulling the blanket up, I'm awake during all of that. And I can wake up after that and remember all of the times that I woke up and took a leak and adjusted the blankets and pushed the pillow around and did this and did that, pet the dog, and I remember every little bit of it. So I never really get best sleep ever sleep. On occasion I will pass out on a weekend when there's nothing to do and my body and brain knows it, and I just go down because I'm so exhausted from not having slept well all week. I don't always get that crash. Not always. Sometimes I just suffer through and just have sleep loss. That's it. I'm just without that sleep, period. Yeah. That's okay. It is what it is. I've been dealing with it since I was a little kid. No biggie. No biggie. Let's see. What we were going to do Dick Tracy in a few minutes here, and we'll put an episode in the background and listen to it while we're sitting here bullshitting. And then at some point, and you can always find anything that we're listening to or watching on my channel, and you can't find it on my channel, you can find it on YouTube, which is why I don't worry too much about posting stuff to my channel, because it's already all over YouTube. The stuff I do post on my channel, that is already all over YouTube. It just has a meaning for me. It's got a place in my life. It's a part of me. It expresses some part of who I am, and that's why it's on the channel. Like Friday's 4 o'clock movie is women's liberation, and I was talking with my daughter last night while we were watching that 90s show, because that 90s show has a strong female character base, right? So I was talking to my daughter about women's liberation in the 1920s and the different eras and stuff, and every single thing on my channel has a place in my life. Some part of it has something to do with my life. I don't know how something got on my TV guide here, so I'm just going to try to remove it real quick here. There, it's gone, and then it seems to be on my schedule here. So let me take the bulk of it off so it doesn't keep transferring to other paperwork. And yes, when I do everything that I do on my channel, I keep track of. I keep track of every little thing that I do because of my memory. So I have this little sheet that I fill out for my week, so that if I want to do an album of the day, I can pull the album out, and my brain is not going to let me remember if I had it on last week or 6 weeks ago. So if I'm like, oh, this one I'm not sure about, I'll flip through, I'll go through and grab my weekly program guide, my morning show files, and I'll go through and I'll look through all of the days that I've done my show, and I'll look at where I write in the album, and figure it out. And that just helps me keep everything straight, keeps me from repeating, because early on I repeated a couple of things, and I had to go back and delete them because it was like, well, I already did this. Or I would be making videos and I'd like remake the same video, and then I'd go to upload it, and it was like, oh crap, I already made this video, you know. So I got tired of making mistakes like that. So I started writing shit down. First it was just a notepad, and I would just scribble down shit, and then that would get lost, or I would, you know, what the hell is this? And I'd throw it away. So I started printing up these little forms to fill out. I think I started it with like the Nighttime Nonsense and Nostalgia, that little program that I did that was devoted to old music radio from the 1920s and 30s. So I had to start keeping track of the songs, because I didn't want every night to be the same songs. I wanted to, maybe over a couple of weeks, you might hear a repeat here and there, and every once in a while you'd hear, but I tried to make it so that every week was different. Even if there was a repeat, it was a different week and a different night, and it had a different feel to it. And I could only do that by keeping track of what I was playing. So I made these little forms to fill out, and then eventually the little forms became a part of the channel, and a part of the programming, and a part of keeping things straight. Everything. And it's worked. It's worked really well. Alright, you know it's coming. I gotta heat up my coffee, and I got a bong hit here, and we're gonna start that movie, we're gonna start that radio show in the background. And we'll keep it kind of low, because it's kind of an old recording, and it's not that great, but it'll be neat to have in the background, which is where I usually have my radio shows and movies. Just ambiance. So we'll see this on the 4th of July, but I'll give you a preview now. Here is my 200th birthday, America's 200th birthday. This is a bicentennial cookbook, and it's really neat. It's got an embossed cover. It's really textured. It feels wonderful. It looks great. And it is, what it is it's a collection of recipes from American housewives for the 200 years that this book takes place. And it's, what's really funny is what started some of that women's liberation conversation with my daughter was that in this book, all right, every single woman who gives a recipe goes by the name of their husband, Mrs. Lloyd Benston of Texas, right? Mrs. James L. Buckley of New York. Mrs. Oh, here's one. I see one here. Mrs. Elizabeth Percy of Illinois. Out of all of this that I looked through last night, this is the only one that I found with a woman using her first name. Everybody else uses their husband's name. And that was one of those women's liberation things that I hit with my daughter, that in 1975, 76, when this book came out, as there is everywhere, there was still a big divide between women who wanted the women's liberation and women who didn't. Women who wanted those women to shut the hell up and go back into the kitchen. Women who just wanted to stay at home and take care of the family and keep the family thing together, right? So in this country, back then, there was still a huge divide you know, and the women who wanted women to stay in the kitchen and stay, you know, barefoot and pregnant or whatever and taking care of a man, they saw the women's liberation movement as a bunch of short-haired, rowdy, militant, lesbian, you know, dykes, really, and they would throw that out, you know, and I think it's awesome, you know, that for the most part now, it still has a long way to go with everything. That it's pretty awesome that women can do so much more than they did 50 years ago, or 100 years before that, right? Crazy, man. But you know, I think that all people have earned the right to be treated equally and fairly. Everybody. We know enough now to know that we're all related. We're all together on this, you know. We're all a piece of the same pie. Pardon me. All right, let me go ahead and boot. I'm going to boot it up, baby. Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right, baby. Dick Tracy. There it is. Is that what we're doing today? Yeah, that's what we're doing today. So we got Dick Tracy, The Firebug Murders, all right? And this is, once again, this is one of those albums that my father brought home from Tower Records back in the day, all right? It's from 1972. And the show is from 1946. So there you go. So there is that. That is Dick Tracy, The Firebug Murders. And I am going to boot this up, turn it down, and we're going to see what happens here. And we're just going to put it on in the background so we can still talk. And now, Dick Tracy. Trick Daisy. And there we go.
This is Dick Tracy. Stand by for action. Let's go, man.
Yeah, baby. All right, there you go. So we'll put that in the background. We'll listen to that. We'll talk about it. We'll just keep talking about stuff.
Yes, it's Dick Tracy, protector of law and order.
There were a few of my friends growing up that I kind of got into, turned them on to the old-time radio thing. So that even to this day, I know that my friend Andy still puts on some Jack Benny on a cassette to go to sleep. Or when he's in there in his office doing some work, he'll have an old-time radio show playing, right? And right now, he probably just pops it up on his phone or off the computer or something. And that's pretty cool.
All those forests were destroyed. There wouldn't be as much as was destroyed by fire in just the year 1943.
I'll try to get something, Dick Tracy, to put into the video time machine. Because that's, I like to try to involve the week into the video time machine.
Certain the match will be harmless because you won't care to pinch a burnt end while it's still hot.
And it'll probably be the movie trailer for the movie, or an episode, the serial or something. We'll figure that out.
I walked out onto the center of the stage and called to the stage manager.
Vitamin.
I said to him, "Me good man, I know the line. What is the name of the play we are doing?"
Vitamin.
Yes, my love?
Tracy is asleep.
So Dick Tracy was,
Do you mean to say that I've been telling
I believe he was a police detective, but he was like a super police detective.
Did I? What?
And
Tracy, old man, wake up. Wake up.
he had all of these cool gadgets.
You, Tracy.
One of the things was
What time is it?
a watch that was a television telephone. So he could talk to people on this thing, on this wristwatch phone television thing. And that was pretty ahead of the time back then. Way ahead of the time. But as in most of those fantasy sci-fi inventions, this one came true as well. And at different time periods throughout American technology, this little wristwatch phone thing has popped up. And now we've got the Apple Watch, right?
Well, yes, he is Gertie. Hold on, I'll get him. It's for you, old man. Gravel Gertie. Here.
Gravel Gertie. That was the thing about Dick Tracy, is the characters were just bizarre. It came from the comic strip, Sunday newspaper comic strip. So the characters were drawn really crazy. And then when it went to radio, they, and the serials in the movie house, those characters had to come to life. And they really came to life on the radio. In those serials, not really, because they didn't get into heavy makeup and masks and disguises and stuff. I think it was the Warren Beatty movie, Dick Tracy, that really utilized all those different characters and faces and went hardcore with the makeup, because a lot of the characters played by prominent actors of the day, you couldn't tell. You could not tell it was them. Mumbles, I believe, was played by Dustin Hoffman, and you couldn't even fucking tell it was him. The voice, the face, they might as well have just stuck Dick Butkus in there.
I've been waiting here for you.
Oh, what is it, Gertie?
Dick Butkus, what a name.
About why them fires are being started, Tracy.
You have?
Yeah. You see that track? Well, that's mine.
But old time radio has always been one of those things that I have in the background.
Just read that there sign up there, will you?
My wife used to comment on it. What is that? What are you listening to? Ah, loco. Why do you listen to these things?
You're in business?
Yeah, Tracy. And I'm
Why not?
doing okay, see?
Factory scraps and junk.
What's the matter
Every
with
once in a
it,
while, I'll
Tracy?
catch her listening to it.
You told me, dear woman.
Then shut up. And stop making with the raised eyebrow department.
Well, what did you want to tell me, Gertie? I want to get over the fire.
Well, the-
Gravel
some
Gertie.
guy wants
Isn't that the
to
name
take
of a
the
tractor?
away from me.
I can't
A
understand.
steam shovel? Gravel
Look,
Gertie?
Flint Brain, I told you before to shut up. Now you're going to do
Shut
it, or
up.
I have to give you a hit in the head.
Hey, well, come on, Gertie. Tell us the story.
Well, this here guy comes around about a month ago when he asked me if I want to sell my lease. He wants to buy up the property around here, see?
Go on.
I tell him I ain't interested. And then he gets sore.
Yes?
Oh?
First he offers more money. Then he starts making with the threat.
Well, what did he say? Like what?
Like he was going to have this here piece of property or else. That he needed it. Also, he says he needs some other property along the river here where the warehouses is. And he's going to get hold of that, too. That he had ways to get it.
Wow, that guy just can't shut up, huh?
What's his name?
Now, wait now. He's got his card here.
Of course he'd give you his card.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
J.P. Doom. Real estate. 209.
Doom.
Why, that's only a block or two from here. J.P. Doom. I
J.P.
know
Doom.
that name.
There's a name. Sounds like a bad guy to me.
I don't know yet, Vitamin. There's that possibility.
Vitamin.
A shady character, mixed up in politics. What did he hope to gain by getting this property, old truth?
Boy, Flint Topper, you said. Look, there's been so many fires around this here neighborhood, you can't get insurance no more. Property owners is getting scared, so they throw
Okay,
out this guy.
so I'm convinced that the writers of Dick Tracy were smoking a lot of pot, and they were doing some heavy hallucinogenic stuff. They were drinking, they were smoking, and they were just coming up with the first fucking word that came to their head.
We're going to investigate the office of J.P. Doom.
The guy's name is Vitamin. Gravel Gertie and Vitamin were the people he was just talking to. It's like a dream.
Come away from that window, Hotfoot. Stop watching that fire.
Not what? It's beautiful.
He's the arsonist. Hotfoot.
And it's mine. I made it.
You know, Doom, I think he enjoys watching them fires. We make more than the money you pay us to make them.
Listen, you. I don't want to hear you say that.
Oh, why not? It's true, ain't it?
Don't say it. Suppose someone would have hear you.
At 3 o'clock in the morning in your office? Why, there ain't nobody in this here building at this hour.
Just the same, don't say it.
They'll never stop it. It'll burn and burn and burn until there's nothing left.
Listen, Hotfoot, you should never have come back here to my office. Suppose you've been seen.
Nobody ever sees me make my fires, Doom.
Doom.
I am an artist. The fires don't start till Gimmick and I are out of the neighborhood at least 1 hour.
Yeah. I gotta hand that to you, Hotfoot. You got the alibi angle worked out fine.
That's because I'm smart. Smart. Well, Doom, what next? What do we burn tomorrow night?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Huh?
But you...
We're laying low for a few weeks.
Aw.
The police have been snooping around this district like a pack of bloodhounds.
They'll never catch me. I'm too clever for them.
No, look, Hotfoot. I think Doom's right. Take it easy for a while till the heat's off.
Don't forget, Tracy's working on this case.
Tracy. I'd like to match wits with Dick Tracy.
Oh.
Yeah? Well, I wouldn't.
Someone knows.
Yeah.
What's that?
Did anyone know we was here? The
I
lights
don't know.
out?
Not the light from my phone.
Turn it up.
It lights up the whole city.
What do you want?
He's trying to unlock the door. Who's there? Open up in there. Go in the other office.
Open up in there.
The other door after he comes in here. Close the door quietly.
Right. Come on.
All right, I'm coming.
Come on, Hotfoot.
Yeah? J.P. Doom? Yeah. What do you mean by trying to break into my office?
I'm Dick Tracy of the police. I thought I saw some men come in here. Thought I'd investigate.
Oh. Let's see.
Sure.
Come in, Mr. Tracy. Come in.
He just does whatever he wants.
Come in, Vitamin, and shut the door.
Right,
Vitamin. You're killing me.
No one here but me, Mr. Tracy.
Rather late to be at
Well,
your
who are
office,
you?
Mr. Doom, isn't it?
Well, yes, Mr. Tracy, but when I heard there was another fire down here, I came right over.
Like fires, Mr. Doom?
Like 'em? I know, Mr. Tracy. But you see, I own considerable property down here.
And you're trying to buy more.
Yeah. Anything criminal in that, Mr. Tracy?
Depends on the method you use, me fine fella. Vitamin. But Tracy, Gravelberty said he made threat. Vitamin. Let me handle this.
Yeah, you're giving away our
Proceed, old man.
our
Well,
lead.
Mr. Doom, you heard what Mr. Flintheart said.
I assure you, Mr. Tracy, I never threatened Gravel Gertie. I tried to purchase the lease, yes, but that's all.
Well, Mr. Doom, it's your word against hers. But I'm going to get to the bottom of this whole business.
Surely you don't suspect me of having anything to do with these terrible fires.
I don't know, Mr. Doom. I don't know yet. But I'm going to find out.
Yeah.
Come on, Vitamin. Right behind you, Tracy, old tracer. Oh, by the way, Doom,
Yeah?
perhaps you've heard the rumor that the city is putting the new superhighway through that property you've been trying to buy up. Could that have anything to do with the fires?
Yeah. Gravel Gertie, huh?
Oh, that bitch.
Who's there?
Don't get excited. It's that Hotfoot and Gimmick.
It's Gerbil Grady.
Hotfoot wanted to hear what Tracy had to say. So
Gerbil
wait, listen.
It's just as well you didn't go, boys.
Yeah.
Remember? I said no fires for a while?
Yeah,
Well, that's all.
I know. You want to get rid of Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But first we've got to get rid of Gravel Gertie. It would be a most unfortunate accident if...
Her place would burn down.
Oh, no.
Yes.
It would be most unfortunate if her place would burn down. With her in it.
Oh, murder. It's gonna be murder.
let's return to Dick Tracy and the case of the Firebug murders.
So I believe this is a few episodes edited together. Gravel Gertie, I suspect.
A man's wake from sun to sun. A woman's wake is never done. Ain't it the truth?
I don't know, is it?
Now, who can that be? At this time of night, too. Well, don't get in an uproar. I'm coming.
Oh, hello, Gertie.
Well, Snowflake. Come on in, dearie. Come in.
Snowflake.
I wasn't expecting no visitors. You see, I was just about ready to hit the hay.
I wonder what she looks like.
A mess.
Gertie, have you seen Vitamin this evening?
Have you seen Vitamin?
No. Him and Tracy was here last night, but
Then you haven't seen him.
Not tonight, I ain't. Tracy was around the neighborhood this afternoon, looking around, but your husband wasn't with him.
Oh, dear.
What's the matter, dearie? Worried?
Went out after lunch to see his agent, he said. And here it is 11 o'clock at night, and I haven't heard a word from him.
Oh,
now, ain't that just like a man? Well, what made you think he was here?
He told me that he and Tracy had been here to see you last night.
And you think he's with Tracy tonight, huh?
I don't know, Gertie. I don't know. I tried to reach Tracy, but he wasn't at his office.
Hey, maybe that's him now. Just a minute, dearie. Yeah?
Hello, Gertie. Remember me?
Oh, remember? How could I forget my best customer? Come in, come in.
Come on in, Jimmy.
Now, what can I do for you two, gents? The regular order? 15 pounds of magnesia scrap?
Yeah, Gordy. That's right, huh, Hotfoot?
No, Gimmick. We want a double order tonight.
Double?
Yeah.
Okay. I got at least a ton of that stuff. Bought it from that small parts factory.
Magnesium strips.
Oh, I beg your pardon. This is Mrs. Flintheart. This is two customers of mine, Hotfoot and
Mrs.
Gimmick.
Flintheart.
How do you do? I'll get the scraps for you. I got them back
Snowball Flintheart. Is that her name?
Yes. Do you know my husband?
Know him, Mrs. Flintheart.
We don't know him, Mrs. Flintheart, but, as a matter of fact, we nearly met him last night. Didn't we, Gimmick?
Yeah. Yeah, he was with Tracy.
Oh, you haven't seen him this evening.
No, lady, we ain't seen him, but we'd like to.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Fine gents, you thou letting a lady lug a heavy box like this without trying to help her.
Oh, sorry, Gertie. Here, let Gimmick take that.
Yeah.
Too late now.
Oh.
Well, there you are. 30 pounds of magnesia scrap. Now, that'll be, let me see, 25 cents a pound. 4 goes into 15. Carry the 1. $6.35.
Okay, Gertie. Give her the money, Gimmick.
Say, by the way, what do you use this here stuff for?
We treat this with special chemicals to set fires.
Oh, sure, to set fires. Why didn't I know? What?
Sure, Gertie. We set all the fires in this neighborhood.
Oh, why, you dirty so-and-sos. I'm going out and call Dick Tracy on the payphone and tell her.
He ain't gonna go out and leave this here check, Gertie.
He's got a gun.
That's right. Okay, Gimmick. Tie him up.
Oh, you ain't gonna get away with this when I tell Dick Tracy.
You're not gonna tell anyone anything again, Gertie. Because we're going to shut you up forever.
Both Dick Tracy's women are in trouble.
Police headquarters, Tracy speaking.
Oh, Tracy, old man, found you at last. I've been trying to get you for the last 20 minutes.
Why didn't you try the station?
Vitamin, what is it?
Snowflake's not at the apartment.
What happened? She go home to Mother?
No, nothing like that. She thought I was with you and went out to find us. I've been with me theatrical agent all day. I forgot to call her and tell her.
Well, she'll be home soon, Vitamin. Good night. I'm going home and get some rest.
Wait a minute, Tracy. She's gone to Gravel Gertie's shack. Left me a note saying that.
Gravel Gertie's?
I'm worried, old man. Remember you told me last night that you were going to keep a watch on Gertie's place for fear J.P. Doom would try to get even with her for telling you...
About his threats. It completely slipped my mind.
Dumbass.
I'm so busy today.
You think there's any danger, old man?
I'm afraid maybe there is, Vitamin.
Well, what shall I do, Tracy? My poor dear wife is there.
Vitamin, meet me in front of your hotel in 5 minutes. We're going to Gravel Gertie's. And I hope we won't be too late.
Yeah, you better hope. Slipped your mind. What a douche. Don't worry, I'll protect you. Oh, I forgot.
There's no answer, old sloop. Do you think she's home? Well, there seems to be some sort of light inside.
Oh.
Anything through the window is too sooty. Stand back, Vitamin.
Sooty.
I'm going to crack that door open. One small ought to do the trick. Well, I don't see... Good heavens! Look, Tracy! Snowflake and Gertie bound and gagged. Oh, my darling little wife. Get the gags off them, Vitamin. I'll put that candle out. We didn't get here a minute too soon. Those magnesium scraps would have caught fire, and then... Dear me, love, now you...
Oh, Vitamin.
Vitamin.
Oh, yes, take the gag out of Gertie's mouth, Vitamin, darling.
Oh, yes, of course, love.
Vitamin, darling.
Tracy, them rats was trying to kill us. They tied us up, then they was going to...
Wait a minute, Gertie, wait a minute. Not so fast. Who tied you up and who wanted to kill you?
Them two rats, hot-button gimmicks. They come in here and then they started...
Then they what?
Oh,
Tracy.
that's them,
Still
Tracy.
there.
No, don't turn around, Tracy. Just stand there and keep your hands up. Right. Okay,
Hot
Gimmick.
foot and gimmick.
Like we got 'em all.
Yeah, Doom won't have nothing to worry about now.
You see, Tracy, we were waiting across the street to see whether the women would be able to escape. Then we saw you and Flintheart drive up, and we couldn't pass up that golden opportunity.
Vitamin
So
Flint
it
Heart.
is J.P. Doom, eh?
That's right, Tracy. But now you'll never be able to bother him again.
Whoop.
Or us either. Get his gun, Gimmick.
Right, Hotfoot.
Oh, sure. Now, you...
What?
Hold him, Hotfoot. Hey,
We'll stop that.
Oh, Tracy.
Tracy, he's down.
Oh, dear.
Well, he's down.
He thought he'd try something, did he? Okay, Gimmick. Now tie them all up good.
Yeah. You want the gags again?
No gags. They can yell all they want to now. It will all be over very soon.
Yeah.
No one will hear them.
Darn it. What's gonna happen? Oh my God.
Now is Tracy, my dear. I can't see him. They have me tied to this chair, and I'm facing the other way.
He's still unconscious, Vitamin. Tracy, please wake up, Tracy.
If I ever get out of this here place alive, I'm going to make them two rats wish they were never born.
The candle is rapidly running out. Or is it the sands of time?
Tracy.
That there candle's getting mighty low. Close
Ooh.
to that there magnesia.
Out,
Magnesia.
out, candle. Life is but a walking
Magnesium.
shadow. A poor player who struts and frets his weary hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more.
Oh,
Shut up.
jeez.
Ain't it bad enough to have to die? Do you have to make with a torture, too?
Try me, good woman. I was hoping.
Yep.
Tracy, he's waking up.
Oh, my head.
Tracy.
Oh, where am I?
We're all here in Gertie's shack.
Tied up, waiting for the end, old man. What's that? In a moment, the candle will ignite the magnesium scraps, and then... Oh, I've got to get these ropes off my hands.
Tracy,
Yeah, no
it's
shit.
use. We've been trying to get our own ropes off for the last 20 minutes while you were unconscious.
Yeah, can't be did, Tracy.
In my language, there's no such word as can't. It's
Oh.
impossible, old friend. Well, I certainly did a good job. We've got to get out of here before that candle burns. I got it. Got what, old Houdini? I wonder if I can roll over to the candle.
Tracy, what are you going to do?
I'm going to try to burn the ropes off my hands
Ah,
by
shit.
holding them over the candle flame.
Good idea, Tracy. But careful with the candle. If it gets knocked over into them scraps, this place will go up so fast we won't know what happened.
I've got to take that chance. Got it yet, old smoke eater? There. Now.
Oh, hurry, Tracy, hurry. The candle's so low.
Couldn't you just blow it out?
Fire in a minute.
Come on, burn through. Burn through. The ropes have got to burn through.
I don't know.
Why doesn't it burn? Why doesn't it burn? I thought you said the shack would burn down in about 20 minutes. What's taking so long?
It will. Don't be impatient. It should go up in about 30 seconds. Come over here to the back window of the office and see it happen.
No. I don't want to see it.
You come over here, Gimmick. Come on. It'll make quite a sight.
No, I don't want to see it either.
The candle is very short, and what a blaze it will make. The shack is full of oily waste rags and magnesium scraps. It'll be the biggest blaze I've ever set.
Come away from that office window. Someone might see you.
What are you so nervous about, Doom? You're getting everything just the way you want tonight. Tracy and the others out of the way. And now you're in the clear.
What about my conscience?
Conscience? Have you got a conscience?
Oh, no, now, cut it out. This ain't no time to argue. We all gotta hang together now. We're in pretty deep.
Hang together.
Yeah.
What an unpleasant way of putting it. But don't think you can get rid of us, J.P. We are going to stick around.
Hey, gosh, look at the sky.
Huh?
It's all lit up. The shack's caught fire.
Yes. Come on. Let's watch it from the window.
Yeah. Hey, look at it burn.
Well, that's the end of Dick Tracy, boys. He'll never bother us again.
All right. Hey,
Tracy.
all of you.
Tracy.
Keep your hands up, Doom. You too, Hotfoot. Come on in, Vitamin. Right, old fire eater. Take their guns away while I keep them covered. Yes, Tracy, old man. What are you laughing at, Hotfoot?
I just remembered something, Tracy. Something very funny. You can take your hand out of your coat pocket. You haven't got a gun. We took it away from you.
Gad, discovered.
Now, you get your hands up, Tracy. I'm boss now.
Tracy, he's got your gun.
Hey, Hotfoot, he grabbed a chair. Look out.
Why, you...
Watch out, old man. Down and one to go. Stop. I give up. Okay, Mr. Doom. Okay. Vitamin? Yes, old slugger. What a battle, old man. The hot-footed gimmick out in 2 punches. What a battle. All right, get on the phone, Vitamin. Call headquarters. Tell them to send a trap over here to pick up 3 rats. Righto! We did it again, didn't we, old gumshoe? Yes, I guess we did, Vitamin. The next time these boys come in contact with anything hot, it'll be the chair in the death house of the state prison.
And there you go. That's some Dick Tracy there for you. Check it out, baby. It's good stuff. It's crazy. It's wacky. It's wild. It's zany. So we've got a little information here on Dick Tracy via Wikipedia. It was created by Chester Gould and made its debut on October 4th, 1931 as a comic strip in the Detroit Mirror. And that was distributed by the Chicago Tribune as a syndicated column. Gould wrote the comic strip, the cartoon, until 1977. Let's see, and it came to the radio in 1934 on NBC, moved to ABC, and then later it was on the ABC Blue Network, and then it went to CBS. And then it was on CBS for a while. And it just kind of bounced around the radio in various forms. In 1945, Command Performance did a musical comedy of Dick Tracy, and Dick Tracy in B flat, with Bing Crosby as Tracy, Bob Hope as Flat Top, Dinah Shore as Tess Trueheart, and a bunch of other noted actors at the time. And there you go. So there's a little bit there about the Dickie the Tracer. I got to wake up my wife in about 15 minutes so she can get ready for her day. And until then, we got about a half an hour left to talk about what's happening today, what's happening tomorrow, and the rest of the week, and to read some of this fantastic TV guide. And to do some more bong hits, baby. Coffee's just about done. I've been trying to eat breakfast early recently. I've been getting done here and then eating breakfast by or before 8 o'clock Pacific time. So this means that when I eat, it's usually about 3 or 4 hours after I wake up, rather than 7 or 8. So there you go. The earlier I eat, the better chance I have of eating more. So I need to eat more. Last night I ate 1 meal. Cereal in the morning, 1 meal in the afternoon, the evening, and then some dessert, and that was it. That's a low calorie count. So I'm going to try to boost that up. I'm going to try to eat a couple of meals during the middle of the day. I've got some soup and biscuits and stew and all kinds of good stuff. So just keep putting food in me. That's all I can do, is just keep. The more I eat, the longer I survive. That's what it's all about. So speaking of surviving and living, today's 4 o'clock movie is To Live to 140. So check that out at 4. Tomorrow, we are going to dismantle and assess and start to clean my drive-in theater speaker. All right. So we're going to check that out. We're going to find us a knob. We're going to go strip it all down. Pardon me. I've been looking at options for cleaning that die-cast aluminum, which I believe is what it is, because there's no rust on it. So there's some oxidation. So I'm going to take the pieces of metal off. I'm going to soak them in warm soapy water and then rinse them so I can get rid of the dirt and grit. And then I'm going to take like a little soft bristled toothbrush and baking soda compound, and then just scrub and scrub and scrub until I can get it all to look like the gray metal that it's supposed to be. And then I will probably use something like beeswax or something natural to coat it so that it's polished, it's shiny, and it's sealed so it doesn't oxidize. And then I will be turning it into a Bluetooth receiver, and that'll be cool. All right, I got my bong hit here. I think it's like number 4. So we're going in. Cover me. Yeah, and there's a lot of people that tune into this channel, and they're like, "Oh wow, he's doing a bong hit. I'm out of here." And to those of you, I say, thanks for stopping by. I know you're probably just mostly jealous of someone who isn't afraid to just do whatever the fuck he wants. There you go. This is me. This is who I am, right? I'm not going to hold back being me so that I don't make somebody uncomfortable, right? Nobody does that shit for me in this world. Oh, let's be cool. Let's not do that. We're going to make him uncomfortable. Let's not say that. Let's not do that because we might make him uncomfortable. I'd never get that, right? And I don't overtly go out of my way to make people uncomfortable. I just do me. If that's offensive, it's been nice. Adios. I try not to be offensive, whether I'm here or just in general in life. I really try. I go out of my way to be as unoffensive as possible. I'm not talking about smell. I know I probably reek. But, to be courteous and kind to people. It's just the way it is. I jest. That's what I do. So let's look at some TV Guide here. It's staring back at me. Today is Wednesday. So let's go to Wednesday. Prime time, June 22nd. Wednesday, 1976. June 22nd. Candid Cameras on at 7:30, along with The Odd Couple, Pop Goes the Country, Celebrity Sweepstakes. All kinds of kooky stuff in the evening. Okay, let's go to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock prime time is my favorite. Ooh, look, 7:30, In Search of. Calls from space. Research on interplanetary communications is investigated. Leonard Nimoy is the host of the series In Search of. I love that show. We've got a few on my channel. If you want to watch some In Search of, you don't know what it is, watch it on my channel. There's a few episodes, and then you can look over the tuber and find it everywhere. Okay? That's why I didn't upload every episode, because it's already everywhere. I just uploaded some of my favorite episodes. Also at 7:30, Hollywood Squares. Wow. Ray Charles, Charo, George Gobel, Gabriel Kaplan, Hal Linden, Paul Lynde, Rosemary, Bernadette Peters, and Jonathan Winters. I'll just say this. Bernadette Peters' son is in the news right now. That's it. Find him. 8 o'clock, Wednesday, June 22nd, 1976. Donnie and Marie. Roy Clark and Ruth Buzzy. There you go. Wow. Ruth Buzzy and Roy Clark. We just recently lost, who was it? Gaylord Sartain, who was a companion of Roy Clark on Hee Haw. So there you go. Wow. Also at 8 o'clock, Grizzly Adams. Wow. Fugitive mountain man Adams rescues a traveling salesman from a river, unaware that the fellow is being pursued by a posse. Oh, Ken Berry. Yeah. Okay. Also at 8, War and Peace. Good Times. A UN Day concert. 8:30. Marilyn McCord and Billy Davis Jr. Variety. I don't know what. Oh, Marilyn McCoo. McCord. I'm thinking, what the word? Marilyn McCoo. World of Survival. Precious Flight of Techniques Among Hummingbirds. Ooh. At 9, Beretta. 3 Girls, 3. Carl Reiner, Tony Curtis, Debbie Allen. Oh, Debbie Allen. Ellen Foley, Mimi Kennedy. Comedy spots. So it's a skit show. Also, Dance in America. Trailblazers and Model Dance. I bet Debbie Allen is in that as well. McCabe and Mrs. Miller. That's a movie with Warren Beatty and what's her face? Julie Christie. That's it. She's kind of a kook. Everest the Hard Way. Documentary on Mount Everest climbing. Come to Kenny and explore the great American shoe store. That's where I get Ken Berry from. That Kenny commercial. People are like, what the fuck? Yeah. All right. At 9:30, Tribal Eye documentary. How the Western world's demand for primitive art has influenced tribal societies. Wow. That's right. A lot of Aboriginal societies, even especially today, are constantly making art. I imagine that it's changed a lot since we used to pick up stuff in Mexico from the 70s, right? And the Indian reservations. At 10 o'clock, we have Charlie's Angels. It's a Farrah Fawcett episode. Also, Kingston Confidential, Raymond Burr. I don't have to wake the missus. Let's see. The 81st Blow. 1975 Israeli film shown with English subtitles. The slaughter of European Jews by the Nazis is graphically recalled. Seems like it's a documentary. Whew. Hi, bud. How you doing? Good morning, Sam. He's trying to get under a blanket on the bed there. You're just going to have to wait. Marcus Welby, Ricardo Montalban is on that episode. And a Gronsky at Large interview with Giorgio Napolitano. All right. Network addresses. Want to write a network about their shows? Here's how to reach them. ABC, 1330 Avenue of the Americas, New York, 119. CBS, 51st West 52nd Street, New York, same zip code. NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza. PBS, 475 L Enfant Plaza, Washington, D.C. There you go, baby. That's neat. We wish to buy postage stamp collections. There's an ad for somebody in Bakersfield, Fresno, Stockton, Sacramento, out of Canoga Park, who wants to buy collections, stamp collections. They see the writing on the wall. That's what it is. That's what it is. A little Love American Style, some rookies, Johnny Carson with Marcel Marceau. Marcel Marceau. At 11:50, A Walk in the Sun, 1946 World War II movie. Rock-a-Die Baby, Mystery of the Week at 11:40. That's probably something that I would have been watching. I would have snuck out to the TV and turned it on and warmed it up and sat and watched some old mystery scary movie. It doesn't say what year Rock-a-Die Baby is. Mystery of the Week, so it must be 1977. Richard Schall and Jenny O'Hara. Murder mystery, members of a rock group, Moon, portray themselves. Oh, a rock group called Moon. And they star in it. And then that takes us into Thursday. And that's going to leave us there. Totally, man. So, yeah, so tomorrow is Thursday, and we'll read some more of that on Thursday. We're also going to be dismantling my drive-in theater speaker and playing with that. And we're going to be doing that through most of the episode so that we can get it all taken apart. So I will be clearing off most of my desk here in the center under the camera, and I'll put a nice cushiony towel here and set out some tools, and we'll get into that. And hopefully we can pull it apart without too much hoo-ha, because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to have screws that don't want to come out and that kind of shit. And we may have to put some of that stuff, take it out and spray some of that stuff in there to loosen up the screw threads. I really hope not, because that stuff is going to discolor portions of the thing. And I would really prefer to clean it all and make it all look uniform in color. So I may just squirt a little of that stuff in something and then take a Q-tip and dab it, or what I like to use is a toothpick or something, and get a bunch up and then just drop it into the channel that I want to loosen up. It's time for my alarm to say, hey, wake up, Mom, but she's already awake, so I'm just waiting for it to chime so I can turn it off. And then we'll, there it is. We'll stop, we'll talk about what's going on the rest of the week. Tonight, 4 o'clock movie, To Live to 140. You might take notes while watching it so you can see what it is that they do that helps them. More than likely it's geographic, and it's in their diet, and it's in their physical and probably genetic too, has a lot to do with it. So you can't just move someplace and expect to live as long as the locals. It's going to take generations of living there and interbreeding with the locals in order to make your bloodline last longer, right? That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, baby. So I don't expect to live a long, long time. I expect my wife to live much longer than me, and hopefully my daughter will have a long life that's going to be similar to that of my wife's family, right? So there you go. Friday is my day, and I just get to sit here and talk about tales of old, right? And we're going to talk about teenage nightmares and teenage night moves and partying as a little kid and having a nightlife as a little kid, 7th and 8th graders, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders all hanging out together, partying all night long, like almost every weekend for years. As we grew, we would continually do this same thing, and it was usually at the same place, at my friend Andy's house, and we'd all get together, wait for his parents to leave to go to work, and we'd all invade his house and take it over for the night and stay all night long partying, having a good time, and then in the morning we'd pack it up and leave and hope that he didn't get in trouble. There were a couple occasions where we didn't pack it up and leave, and his parents came home. And we were asked to leave. Get out of my house. But, you know, that's just the way it is. You run that risk. And we took a lot of risks back then. And so Friday I get to talk about all of that, as well as talking about those nightmares that you have when you're a kid, those reoccurring nightmares that you have like every night. Or in my case, I would have them every night for weeks and months and years. And then I'd go without any nightmares and all, mostly because of insomnia. The nightmares started to slip away, but I wasn't dreaming at all because of I just wasn't getting enough sleep, right? So we'll talk about some of those reoccurring nightmares, because I remember them vividly. I remember nightmares from as far back as when I was 4 years old and used to have reoccurring nightmares. Nightmares of reality and mixed reality and complete fantasy, but nightmares nonetheless, in a dark room on a treadmill made of sticky taffy, never getting anywhere. That's just a pinch. So tune in Friday for night moves and nightmares. That'll be fun. And then Friday's 4 o'clock movie is going to be Women's Liberation. Now Thursday's 4 o'clock movie is a training film, a police training film for the Colorado Police Department. And it has to do with the use of deadly force, when and how and why and all that shit. And of course who. And then, as always, be sure to tune in Friday night for another episode of the Video Time Machine. It's looking like at this point the Video Time Machine for this week is going to be pretty big. And next week is going to be even bigger, because it's going to be the 4th of July, and I'm going to try to really pack in as much 4th of July stuff as possible. So I'll be working on that one this weekend, as well as working on the 4th of July content, hoping that if things stay the way they do, I'll be able to go live for most of the day, if not even into the night. Possibly in one big live chunk, or a couple of live chunks throughout the day, depending on how the day goes and what pops up and how the live stream goes. Sometimes the live stream just says, you're done. You can't do any more because I'm mad. So, we'll see what happens. We're getting nigh on to 10 minutes to go here, and it's just about time to wrap it up for the day. Sam's passed out on the bed, and it's making me sleepy. So I'm going to have to get done here and get some food in me, baby. For those of you who look forward to that sound, there you go. I've been thinking about what to do next week, right? So Arts and Crafts Day, Thursday, I think we're gonna look at some more 8-tracks, and I think we'll put some stuff up here to build. We'll build something here on my table. And then next Friday, I think we're going to do a slideshow. I think we're going to put together a slideshow to look at. But Friday, next Friday, we're going to be doing a 4th of July theme. So I'll probably put together some 4th of July photographs, i.e., when I was in the Cub Scouts, the American Cub Scouts, for a brief period of time. My brother was in Boy Scouts, the Weeblos, and I was in the Cub Scouts. And we just happened to be in the Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts, during 1976 and the 4th of July Bicentennial Parade in Lake Elsinore, California. So I have got actual slides, photographs from that my parents took. So we're going to check that out, because it's downtown Lake Elsinore, and it's got shots of different things that are no longer there. But mainly it's got us kids, and a little snapshot of that brief period in my life when, we were first in Lake Elsinore, and I was kind of forced to participate in a lot of stuff just because my brother did. My brother was in baseball, so they signed me up and made me go play baseball. My brother wanted the Boy Scouts, so they signed me up and made me be a Cub Scout. I didn't want that. Of course, I probably, well, how come he gets to do this stuff, right? Not that I wanted to do that. I just wanted to be able to do my own thing, and I never got to do that, which probably would have been go to the library on the days when they had story time. That would have been, because I didn't get that at home. I didn't get story time at home. My parents did not read to me as a kid. So I would have wanted to go to the library on those. Just drop me off at the library. I'm going to go there, wait for story time, read a book, that kind of thing. I never got that. So I didn't get a lot of library time until I was much older. One of the libraries that I used to hang out was the UCSD library in San Diego, at the campus there. And that was one of those libraries that I loved to hang out because it was so big. There were so many different departments. I would look through old Time and Life magazines because it was cool. So I've got a huge collection of Time and Life magazines. So someday we'll look through some of those and check those out. Great stuff. Vietnam War, human rights stuff, civil rights, World War II, flashback to the 80s editions, all kinds of great stuff. It kind of, they're kind of in the same genre as my TV guides and my encyclopedias. They help to create a period, depending on what period you want to look at, and then allows you to kind of investigate that period further. What I would really love is to have more newspapers. One of the big books that I have is LA Times front page, the whole front page of the LA Times for 100 years. That's another book that we should pull out and look at, because with that book and an encyclopedia from about the same era, and then TV guides and magazines, you get a full sense of a period in time. So if you want to time travel, you don't just watch the TV and the news of that period. You don't just watch what's in the media, what's in the movies, right? What's in the music, but you look at the newspapers and the TV guide and encyclopedia and all the little pieces of that puzzle, and you can completely immerse yourself in a moment in time. Pick a day out of the TV guide, find things from that day, a newspaper, or start with the newspaper, or start with a movie, or start with a TV show, and then use all of that to investigate and immerse yourself and totally become that day. That's awesome stuff. That's awesome stuff. Especially when you can find so much. You know, here's a live concert from that day in this place. Here's a TV show that premiered that day. Here's what was happening in the news. Here's a newspaper. Here's a news broadcast. Here's what the weather was, right? You get the full spectrum, the full puzzle is all finally pieced together because you're in the middle of it, right? You become that puzzle. And that's awesome fucking shit right there. That is awesome sauce. We're just about ready to sign off for the day. Once again, tune in tomorrow morning, because I'm finally going to dig into this drive-in speaker, and we're going to open it up and start looking at what we need to do to turn it into a Bluetooth receiver. It's got a cord coming out the back. I think on the cord hole out the back, I'm just going to put a jack so I can jack in a small pin cable and plug it in to something and use it as an accessory speaker. And just try to find the right Bluetooth component that's small enough that I can strip it down and build it into this thing. Put the speaker where the speaker goes, have the buttons where the buttons go. I want to utilize the knob, but if I have to pull the knob and just push on a power button, right, just have a power button there, then I'll do that. Take out the knob and put 2 little holes next to the center hole, have 3 holes, and then fill those with little buttons. Whatever it takes to make this thing modern, right? But I'd still have a jack in the back so that it can still be cabled into something if so desired. I can use it as a TV speaker, plug it into the TV and watch the TV through that in the van, right? So there you go. There's that. I want it to have options. Yeah. All right, people. Well, you know what to do. You know what time it is. It is time for you to go out there and spread peace and love, not bullshit, not war. All right? Be kind to each other. Do something for yourself. Not just for yourself, but do something for somebody else too. Why? Because you can, and it makes you feel good. All right? And where it makes the world a better place, brings everybody together, right? Puts a smile on somebody's face, somebody you don't even know. Most especially out there, stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody going to do it for you, all right? Nowadays, just being nice to people is weird. So do that. I am going to have to come back here because I appear to have set up the opening again, and I don't want to watch that. I have a tendency to do that. Set up the opening again, And I don't want that. So I'm going to go here, and we're going to bring up the end credits for the show. All right? And just take care of each other, people. That's all you got to do. We're all related. We're all brothers and sisters, man. All right? So do that. All right? And I'll see you tomorrow. All right? All right, people. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Check out what's on the channel. You'll enjoy it. There's a lot to watch. If you don't know what to watch, watch a program guide. Watch a weekly program guide. I got a file of them. You'll find something you want to watch. Or just go out and do something. Do something for yourself. Do something for somebody else. Explore the world. And be nice while doing it. All right, people. Take care of yourselves. Love you. Adios.